What's up, guys? If you are into music reaction channels that are honest, raw, and authentic, look no further. You found your destination. It is the Taz and Philly Show. Welcome to our journey.
And make sure that you subscribe below and enjoy the show. Hey everybody, what's good? This is Taz from Taz and Philly. Philly is off tonight, so we're trying something a little bit different. Sometimes when we're doing reaction interviews, which are going to be exclusively on our website, you might just see me if Philly's off. So, feels a little weird. This is my first time without my best friend here, but what we do for each other. So, why not give it a go? So this particular interview is for the warning. This will be actually the first time, yes, that we've done an interview for the warning. It's always cool to see how the artists or musicians are when they don't have like a song that they're singing or an instrument in their hand that they're playing, to get to know them on a more personal level. Um, that's something that Philly and I like. So this particular interview, it says it is done by Consequence. Um, and they're going to be talking about their latest album, covering Metallica, uh, Lizzie Hale Praise, and Sisterhood. So I thought that's really, really cool. So since this being the first one, and again, we don't do anything scripted, Philly and I, pretty much. So I may or may not pause it sometimes in between. It's about 7 minutes long, but we'll see how we go. So without further ado, let's get to know a little bit more about the Warning Sisters.
Hey, we're the warning.
Everyone, it's Spencer from Heavy Consequence, and I'm here with The Warning.
Hi. Hola.
It took me a while to learn their names, and especially so because I usually don't like abbreviating people's names, like you know, Danny. I believe it's short for Danielle, so I'm usually the type of person that likes to call them Danielle. But everybody calls them Danny so much that I gave up. Um, and I forgot what Pal is short for. I think it's Pauline, but I'm not sure. And then I didn't know Allie they spelled it like that. So yeah, abbreviations throw me off, but I just had to mention that. But anyway, let's get back to it. It was right. It was cool right there though, seeing them really excited and saying hello. I don't think I've heard their actual non-singing voice. So just that first 10 seconds was pretty damn cool. Let's get back to it.
Come on, Sass.
Muy bien.
Yes,
Your Spanish
yes.
is great.
That's about it.
Toma.
But yes, great pronunciation.
I want to ask you, growing up in Mexico, what was your exposure to hard rock and metal music as kids?
It was
So
a lot.
Mexico
Yes.
is a really they're rockers at heart. Like we
Yes.
have a very big metal and rock culture. Like every time there's a rock festival, it gets sold out immediately. And we're such an energetic crowd, and it's something that we really still push through. So it was just a really cool environment to grow up in, and like more than anything, our parents really loved rock music. So
Yeah.
we grew up in that environment, and so when we started playing, it was the first thing that came very naturally.
Came out.
So now doing this like as like our job, like playing rock music that we've always
Well, not
loved.
I always think that's pretty damn cool when like you hear a child that loves a certain type of music and then you find out that it was influenced because like their parents played it or whatever. Because since I think outside the box, so like if their parents then did not play any type of rock around them, or let's say they played no type of music at all, then there would I would assume there would be the warning. Or if the parents played a lot of country music, whatever, it could be the warning country version. So that's pretty interesting how, because I don't, when the parents playing music for their kids, they don't know if the kids are going to grow up and like music or say, hey, I want to learn the guitar, or hey, I want to get on stage. So it's like you don't know if that's the parents' intentions, hoping that their kid will love music, A, and then B, want to become, a performer, or is that just how it is? So it makes you wonder how many other kids out there or whatever we may never know about because maybe their parents weren't musically inclined or influenced. So that just interested me. So it's cool that they said that. See, learning something already.
Job.
Well, it is our job, but like it's something that we love so much. So it's just insane that we get to do this for a living, and just play rock music. It's awesome.
Very cool. And you released your new album Error earlier this year.
Yeah.
How does this album mark like the next step for you musically compared to your previous releases?
Well, it was definitely a big step forward because up until our second album, we had been an independent band. And mid-pandemic, we got signed to Lava Records with Republic Records. And we were really, really focusing all this time on our new music.
That's something I did not know, that they started out an independent band and then they were signed. Because we've reacted to a few people who were vice versa. So that's pretty cool. I'm learning so much from this reaction channel. Like, I didn't really know exactly what independent artists really was and entailed, but I'm learning a lot as I go from other performers. So that's a little morsel of information that I love. So all right, let's proceed.
We got to be 3 months in New Jersey with David Bendeth, our producer, just really digging into what was going to be our next album. So we poured our heart and soul into these songs.
And I feel like as the years have gone by, we have grown so much as people. And not only that, like our first albums, we were really young.
Yes.
I mean, we still are, but I feel like we've grown more by like the experiences that we've had, like touring, and like the pandemic hit everyone, I feel, in a very like deep way. So it was just like how we were feeling and how we were growing up over these years, and I feel like that really translates into how we're writing our music now.
And lyrically, you touch on a lot of topics, personal, social. Can you talk about, for fans who haven't heard your music, on this album and your other music, what kind of topics that you like to tackle on your lyrics?
We are very dark with our lyrics. But we're very happy people, we promise.
But I feel like in this album, Error, we talk a lot about like how we as a generation may be feeling over like certain topics socially, as you said, but also emotionally. And I feel like it's really important to give that, for us to give a space for people to know that they're not alone with what they're feeling, and that we may be going through it, and like that you're not alone, and you can find a place where you can feel heard and just like let everything out and know that like it can be okay. And something that we found out like over like through this album is that we can connect people to other people, like
through the same feelings.
Through the same feelings that we're all sharing, especially like during the pandemic. I feel like we all felt very like isolated and alone, and music is a thing that can like always connect us. So to be able to participate like in this cycle of
That's very, very important. I had to pause on that. That music is something that can connect us. I don't like to assume, but there has to be people out there in the world who may not get that. They may, yes, they may come on YouTube, say, "Oh, I love this song, I want to play it," but they may not really know the power of a specific song that might help them. I believe that everybody has at least one song that moves them in a certain way, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're having problems in your life. You could be the happiest person in the world, but then there's a certain song that you hear that makes you even happier. So that's a plus. But let's just go and say that for the people that are having a bad day, or people that just got bad news from a doctor, or getting darker, a loved one that you love is lost, or maybe something's happening to you. So when I hear about songs, I have heard about songs that have like prevented people, let's say, from committing suicide and things of that nature. It's just amazing how somebody made a song that somebody else happened to hear, and at that moment they heard that song, it moved them in some type of way. Like, to me, that's just freaking magical, like that. I mean, so that's a great feeling. But they just made something important, with COVID and everything, that they're sitting at home, but they're human too. They're feeling some type of way, stuck at home, can't go to concerts, but they still have the power to make music that can still move people, because everybody watches music nowadays through virtual waves. So that's pretty badass in my opinion. So Think about that. You know, if you're ever having something going on in your life, maybe just Google search or go on YouTube and type in some keywords. Maybe there's a song out there that can help you through the darkness. Or, like I said, if you're already in a good mood, something that just keeps you in that good mood or makes you even happier. So I'm glad that they had said that, you know, because I didn't really know too much was going on. When COVID happened, I was still working because my job, I was still able to. But for people that were stagnant and had to stay home and couldn't work, you know, I feel for them, but I'm glad that they are, for the ones who had outlets and stuff, and like the warning had, you know, they still had the ability to write music and stuff. Bravo, bravo. So let's go.
Connectivity and like just
Healing.
feeling human together. It was something really special for us during this album. Yeah.
Cool. And I saw you rocking Enter Sandman out there.
Yeah.
And you had the honor of being on the Blacklist compilation for Metallica.
Yeah.
And I'll ask you, what did it feel like? I'm going to ask you because you've been quiet on the end.
So we did this collaboration, last year?
Yes.
This was a year ago, and we were so excited when Metallica told us that we were going to be part of this Blacklist, this 30th anniversary of the Black Album, which is an iconic album, and we love it so much. And we were so excited to be a part of this, and our band really started with a cover of Enter Sandman, so it felt like a very full circle moment to be able to do the song and to do it with Alessia Cara and do our own version of the song. It was just such an amazing experience, and we're so, so honored that we were able to be a part of this project.
Very, very cool. And Lizzie.
The parents should be very, very proud because their daughters are just so mature. You know, like, there's a lot of young people out there that just, especially when fame gets to their head, that they're just like the worst interviewers. I've seen them, but not the warning. Like they're such refined ladies, but at the same time you feel that they're laid back and that you could talk to them about anything. You know, that they don't talk like, yes, I'm the warning, you know, something like that. They're so down to earth, you can hear it. And I really like that. I really, really like that. Especially when it's somebody younger, because like I said, fame could get to people's heads. You wouldn't even know it. You seem like you could just chill out with them and everything like that. You know, they're talking to this older guy, but you know, they vibe well with him and stuff. You wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they need some young interviewer around the same age as them. Like they're talking to this older person, but that's not an issue with them. They can answer the questions and they just sound so cool and laid back. And I like shit like that. So, all right, pretty cool.
Hale was here a few days ago.
Yeah.
Halestorm played on Thursday, and I interviewed her right here, and she was talking about strong women in the rock scene, and she really praised you guys. She goes, if you come out and see us, you got to come out early, see The Warning. They're an incredible band. What does it mean for you, for someone of Lizzie's stature, not only to praise you as a band, but to take you out on the road and showcase your music to her fans?
It means the world to us. Like, I'm gonna cry. Oh my God. She has been my idol for so long, and they're great people, great musicians.
Yeah,
we enjoy their show every night. We're so happy to be on tour with them, and we're eternally grateful for them for giving us this opportunity to showcase our music and just share it with them as well.
Cool. And what's the dynamic of being three sisters in a band? Are there ups and downs?
I feel like there are
In
a lot
life, there's ups and downs.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's how you deal with those ups and downs. But we know each other very well, more than anything. And I
We're
feel
best
like
friends.
We get along really well. So when we do have those ups and downs, we know how to handle them, and we can just communicate through them, or give each other space when it's needed. Like we know how to handle it. So I feel like it's great, and especially I feel like when you're working creatively with people, communication is very important, and sometimes you can like take things very personally because it's art, it's creativeness. But with us, like we know that it's not a personal attack. Like, hey, I don't like your idea. It's not like, hey, I don't like the idea. So it's just about communicating and working through it. But we really feel like it's such a big blessing to be doing this together.
Yes.
Because I feel like one of the things that like weighs on you the most when you're touring is like missing your family. We don't miss our family. We are the family. So it's all good.
And we have that sister connection that
Yeah.
is kind of weird. On stage, we just like look at
Each
each other and we
We
know.
know what's going on.
We
It's
know.
awesome. Yeah.
That's pretty cool of what they said. I mean, first of all, they are the family, so they don't have to worry about missing like all of their family. And I like how they know each other and they know the communication. They could give each other a look. I feel if a lot of bands had something like that, a lot of bands wouldn't have disbanded. Now, again, I don't know if that look or that understanding would mean a difference, knowing that that's not your actual relative. It's just a friend that's in the band with you. I don't know, but then at the same time, you are family being in a band, especially if you're going on tour together, and especially if years go by and stuff like that. It's unfortunate a lot of the good bands that I have liked, can't think of all the names off the top of my head, but some have disbanded because of some miscommunication or one wanted more fame than the other. It's a shame, but I hope the warning doesn't have that problem. So that was actually the end of that interview. So let me try this. Let me enlarge it. And we'll try this as Tazz's final thoughts. So even though I think I covered a lot of it, we usually don't, when we're together, Philly and I, we don't pause during regular music reactions, but since this is an interview and it's just me, I thought I'd give it a shot. It wasn't that bad. I wouldn't want to do it during a music reaction because that you really get. We don't do it because a regular music video, you get immersed into the song, and we feel that pausing it just breaks the immersion. But an interview's different. They're not singing or performing. It's just chilling out. So when you chill out, there's give and take, there's ebb and flow, there's breaks, there's pauses. So it felt okay pausing it there. So I guess my final thought is, well, first of all, I miss my buddy, but I'm the one who came to him and said, well, maybe sometimes, if you're off for the night or, I'm the night owl of the duo. So, if I want to do something for us, for our channel, it's all good. So make no mistake, you may not see Philly's hideous face here on screen, but my bestie's right here because we are Tazzz and Philly. So it's all one love. So let us know how you felt about this. But to see this would be under the exclusive access of Tier 3 memberships. So hopefully you'll see this soon. It will be posted in the community tabs to make people aware, because the idea is to help out the channel to keep us going longer and longer and longer for longevity, and to improve our equipment and to offer better prizes. So yeah, just so you know, we have no problem telling you what the monies is going to go towards. So it's not just going to be like to go buy some nice car or something like that, and then we still have the same stuff on this channel. Channel first. But in any event, thanks so much for checking out this interview of The Warning. I am Tazzz of Tazzz in Philly, and there is no voting with interviews. It's just getting to know the artist, musician a little bit better. So I felt that we did this in this 7 minutes. So take it easy and keep it breezy.